Crypto Pirates Daily News, July 5, 2021. Latest news headlines. What you need to know about Bitcoin's golden cross. Is Cardano on the verge of recovering the $2 price level? The most educated cryptocurrency holders are those of XRP and Ethereum. Iran accuses cryptocurrency mining of contributing to the country's critical electrical situation. Traders may now mine cryptocurrency using an electric vehicle. Ex-Cryptopia employee admits to stealing nearly $250,000 in cryptocurrency. Now is the time to hold Bitcoin, as this is the assurance you are receiving. What you need to know about Bitcoin's golden cross. How soon could Bitcoin begin to decline? The June 19th death cross was a watershed moment in Bitcoin's history. For the first time in history, the death cross did not increase the price of the king coin further than it already was. The death cross was originally priced at $35,000 and remained so at press time. This demonstrated that the event had no immediate effect. However, does this indicate the golden cross has arrived? When is the golden cross to be held? Technically, the golden cross is still a long way off, as we have not yet met the anticipated dates. However, as a result of the updated moves, analyst Benjamin Cohen believes that these dates could be pushed back even further. At the time, the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average are in their expected ranges following the death cross. However, because prices did not fall as precipitously as projected, this phenomena was expected to be brief. Due to the fact that both MAs are lagging indicators, they do not accurately reflect current movement. However, both indications had shifted further apart as of press time. When the 50 DMA surpasses the 200 DMA, the golden cross happens. And for that to occur, the 50 DMA must begin to go upward. At the moment, both DMAs have a $7,000 separation. We still have a long way to go before we can resume any significant bullishness in the market. It's going to take longer. On the other hand, popular analyst Rekt Capital believes the golden cross will occur between late July and early September. However, due to volatility, everything is possible, which is why it is critical to monitor the market. Is Cardano on the verge of recovering the $2 price level? Grayscale has disclosed a 4.26% commitment to Cardano in its large cap funds. This was significant news for the platform, as it would attract the attention of large and accredited investors interested in investing in the venture. What's remarkable is that Cardano has not taken a back seat and is actively pursuing prospects in the smart contract and non-volatile memory (NFT) arena as well. Meanwhile, its native cryptocurrency, ADA, has increased in value as a result of this bullish sentiment and a broader cryptocurrency recovery. ADA was trading at $1.44 at the time of press, up 1.8% in the last 24 hours. Daily ADA chart. For the last week and a half, the ADA market has been building towards an ascending triangle breakout. Its recovery from the swing low of $1 on the 22nd of June was required since it resulted in the establishment of higher lows. Its recent breakout over $1.40 was particularly significant, as it enabled ADA to challenge its next, and arguably, more critical resistance zone of $1.46 to $1.47. Interestingly, this resistance zone corresponded with the 50% Fibonacci extension of the 19th of May low and the 12-hour 200 SMA. Thus, one could argue that a successful close above these levels would pave the way for a modest rally into the $1.88 resistance area and the $2 level. Reasoning. At the time of press, the relative strength index was in an uptrend and climbing above 50. A rise above 55 would be the first in over a month and a half, indicating that the market is seeing significant purchasing pressure. The awesome oscillator spotted a sequence of green bars indicating the market was gaining bullish momentum. Although the directional movement index remained bearish, the -DI and +DI did converge. A bullish crossover would indicate that market dynamics had shifted. These were positive indicators as ADA sought to break above its upper trendline. Its next targets would be the 61.8% and 78.6% Fibonacci extension levels, respectively, which are at $1.58 and $1.73. Consolidation within this zone would pave the way for a return to the $2 level. To invalidate ADA's bullish setup, bears must aim for a fall below the low of $1.285, established on the 2nd of July. Conclusion. ADA's price was on the edge of breaking out of an ascending triangle, and the 61.8% and 78.6% Fibonacci extensions of $1.58 and $1.73, respectively, were set as targets. If bulls maintain the aforementioned levels in the future, there was a possibility that ADA might retake $2 sooner rather than later. The most educated cryptocurrency holders are those of XRP and Ethereum. Trend cycles are never stable. They continue to evolve and refine throughout time. In terms of the cryptocurrency market, various storylines such as buy the drop and HODL have manifested as cyclical trends and gained significant support in recent months. A recent Bank of International Settlements (BIS) study identified a number of emerging market and participant trends. The first and most intriguing trend revealed was a shift in hodling habits. To some extent, existing investors must be retained in order for a market to grow. The data from Into the Block created a complementary story. Over the last few months, hodlers have overwhelmingly outnumbered and dominated other participants such as cruisers and traders. Additionally, the survey suggested that crypto prices may stabilize over time if hodling becomes even more widespread. Additionally, the BIS study said, those who have already invested in cryptocurrency are likely to continue doing so. Following that, the research asserted that cryptocurrency ownership had nothing to do with the widespread distrust of fiat currencies. Additionally, they stated that cryptos such as Bitcoin posed little danger to established financial tools. The report stated that cryptocurrencies are not being pursued as a replacement for fiat currencies or regulated finance, rather, they are being pursued as a niche form of digital speculation. However, it is worth noting that crypto enthusiasts are adamant that this new digital monetary version would eventually supplant fiat currencies. Dan Held of Kraken Exchange, for example, recently predicted that Bitcoin would become the world's reserve currency within about 10 years. Additionally, the study argued that restrictions would benefit the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. Indeed, the majority of notable regulatory agencies have already begun to operate in this direction. Representative Bill Foster, for example, recently emphasized the critical nature of a crypto regulating framework. He asserted that third parties, such as courts, should be permitted to enter the ecosystem via a cryptographic backdoor in order to safeguard the industry against ransomware assaults. An industry-beneficial regulatory and supervisory framework for Bitcoin markets may be established. Finally, The article analyzed the relationship between education level and crypto investing choices. The overall trend indicated that cryptocurrency users are usually more educated than the average. Additionally, it was claimed that owners of XRP and Ether are the most educated, while those of Litecoin are the least educated, with Bitcoin owners falling in the middle. Iran accuses cryptocurrency mining of contributing to the country's critical electrical situation. The head of Iran's state-owned electricity firm Tavernier has cited a recent rise in illegal crypto mining activity in the country as a primary reason for power supply shortages during the country's hot summer days. Mohammad Hassan Motavalzizadeh stated on Sunday that Iran has been experiencing a serious electrical crisis in recent months due to an increase in people mining cryptocurrency using devices smuggled into the country. This year, a large influx of illegal Bitcoin mining devices into Iran has resulted in an increase in electricity consumption, resulting in the current severe electrical conditions, Motavalzizadeh explained. Temperatures in Tehran and other semi-arid regions of Iran could reach 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, on Monday, according to weather projections. That occurred as residents of the capital experienced hours of power outages on Sunday, just weeks after experiencing brief blackouts. Motavalzizadeh stated that Iran's overall electricity consumption climbed by a fifth this summer compared to previous year's summer. He assessed the increase as significant, blaming it on a recent boom in crypto mining activities. According to Tavernier, Iran's electricity consumption has recently exceeded 65,000 megawatts during peak hours. Authorities have stepped up their campaign on illegal crypto mining. Last week, footage aired by local media showed police raiding a big site west of Tehran that had almost 7,000 mining machines. Iran, which has some of the world's lowest electricity tariffs, is expected to be responsible for about 7% of global cryptocurrency production. Traders may now mine cryptocurrency using an electric vehicle. Although electric automobiles are not novel at the moment, this vehicle can mine cryptocurrency. Spiritus, a company founded by Canadian automotive manufacturer Daymac, introduces a new cryptocurrency mining vehicle to the market. Daymac also revealed that his new car is protected by the Nebula patent system. This electrical equipment is capable of mining cryptocurrency, and many cryptocurrency aficionados adore it. Is Daymac a competitor of Tesla? While Tesla, Elon Musk's American auto company, is excellent, the Canadian genius may compete well. Daymac is a relatively obscure electric car manufacturer that has garnered notoriety as a result of its recent acquisition. Cryptocurrency dealers can mine using Spiritus automobile arrived at the ideal time due to the growth of the digital market. Although cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin are recovering from their May lows, many people continue to trade them. This is because economists believe Bitcoin is the next digital gold. Although the Canada-based firm has not stated explicitly that it wishes to compete with Tesla, it appears as though it does. Daymac has achieved global awareness for Spiritus, which has resulted in significant earnings for the company. Spiritus is a cryptocurrency mining project. Although Daymac did not elaborate on its vehicle, its unveiling is likely to set a trend. Spiritus is scheduled to launch in 2023. It is a fully electric three-wheeler. The automobile will have 2 seats and all of the electronics integrated into the interior panel, ensuring that the journeys are spectacular. DAMAC is now accepting pre-orders for the vehicle that will mine cryptocurrency and garner a lot of attention. These payments may be made in cryptocurrencies, but the corporation did not specify which form of token it will accept. However, DAMAC intends to display two automobiles, the Deluxe and Ultimate, which will be distinguished by their mining quality. The Deluxe model is priced at $19,995, while the Ultimate model is priced at almost $149,000. Aldo Bayaki, head of the electric car company, is overjoyed with this latest acquisition. He even joked that the vehicle owner's wallet can be used to pay for behind-the-wheel services. When the automobile is released, the Bitcoin market's value will increase. At the moment, Bitcoin is trading above $35,000, while Dogecoin is up 0.13% in value. Large Canadian enterprises such as DAMAC have begun to accept the Bitcoin market. Additionally, cryptocurrency has demonstrated its ability to be used to purchase real estate in the United States and other nations. The Canadian government supports this initiative, which will benefit the country's ecology and create passive income for the driver. Ex-Cryptopia employee admits to stealing nearly $250,000 in cryptocurrency. A man has pleaded guilty to stealing nearly $250,000 in cryptocurrency and customer data from international currency exchange Cryptopia. The former employee, who has temporary name suppression, appeared in Christchurch District Court on Monday before Judge Gerard Lynch. He confessed 2 accusations to his counsel, Alistair Davis: theft by a person in a special relationship and theft of more than $1,000. He was convicted and put on bail pending his sentencing on October 20. Cryptopia Limited is a Christchurch-based cryptocurrency exchange that, at its peak, employed more than 80 people and had over 1.4 million customers worldwide. In January 2019, Cryptopia was hacked, and more than $25 million in cryptocurrencies were taken, equating to 15% of its clients' digital currency stock, the largest theft in New Zealand history. The hack has nothing to do with the charges brought against the former employee. The company was placed in liquidation in May 2019, a process that is still ongoing and is being overseen by the accounting firm Grant Thornton. According to the summary of facts from Monday's hearing, the former employee allegedly voiced concerns with management about the security of private keys for multiple wallets held by the company. It compared cryptocurrency wallets to an electronic bank account with an EFTPOS card attached. All that is required for a person to deposit money into a wallet is an account number, often known as a public address. An additional number, a private key, comparable to a PIN on an EFTPOS card, is required for the account owner or administrator to withdraw or move funds from that wallet. Unlike an EFTPOS card, the public address and private keys of a crypto wallet are directly linked to each other by a sophisticated mathematical formula. At some time during his employment, the employee created an unauthorized duplicate of private keys from Cryptopia's multiple wallets and saved it on a USB storage device, taking it home and uploading the information to his own computer. Having the private keys to Cryptopia's wallets might have given him access to tens of thousands of digital wallets and more than $100 million in various cryptocurrencies. In the event that money was stolen, there would have been no way for Cryptopia to recover them unless the employee returned them or provided the private keys to the new wallet into which the cash had been transferred. After the liquidation, all Cryptopia employees' contracts were terminated, but the employee saved a copy of Cryptopia's private keys. On September 3, 2020, David Rusco at Grant Thornton got an email from a previous Cryptopia client stating that he had unintentionally put some Bitcoin into an old Cryptopia deposit wallet and demanded that the cash be returned. Grant Thornton then analyzed Cryptopia's wallets and discovered that 13 Bitcoin had been illegally removed from a number of wallets in a series of transactions. 2 Bitcoins were then passed through a mixing service, which is designed to launder cryptocurrency and conceal both where they end up and the identity of the person managing them. The Bitcoin was valued around $235,000 at the time of the transactions. On September 10, the employee emailed Grant Thornton's David Rusco and Tom Aspin and admitted to taking the Bitcoin as well as another cryptocurrency worth around $10,000. He stated that he had returned some of the stolen currency and volunteered to refund the remaining. The next day, he emailed again, stating he had returned 6 of the stolen Bitcoin and asking for assurance that if he returned the other Bitcoin, he would not be punished or accused of crime. Later that day, he returned the 6 Bitcoins and promptly messaged his partner to inform her that he had given it all back. He then texted her and his business partner to say he thought he would be okay, and that they said thank you for returning it. Later that month, he admitted to police that he had cloned and removed the keys from Cryptopia's facilities, stolen the Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, and placed it via a mixing service. The defendant stated that he was frustrated with Cryptopia, but he was also driven by the notion that he could get away with the crime since he believed nobody would ever check the old deposit wallets, according to the statement of facts. When he was alerted by an associate that Grant Thornton was evaluating the previous deposits, he confessed to the liquidators what he had done. He then repaid the stolen money. Detective Sergeant James Simpson previously stated that authorities were keeping an open mind about who was responsible for the Cryptopia breach. He stated that the unique, intricate investigation had presented difficulties for police, who had never dealt with such a crime before. Now is the time to hold Bitcoin, as this is the assurance you are receiving. For more than a month, the price of Bitcoin has been trading sideways. Nonetheless, the widespread volatility has begun to manifest itself in an otherwise repetitive market. Bitcoin was trading around the $35,000 mark at the time of press, having gained just 2.32% in the previous day. Bitcoin's deteriorating status has become a major talking point. At this period, the predominant emotion among market players is often dread. However, the Bitcoin market has confronted similar circumstances in the past and overcome them effectively. Max Kaiser, co-founder of Heisenberg Capital and a Bitcoin supporter, recently stated in a similar vein. For 10 years, we've been doing this. Over the last 12 years, we've had 15 of these corrections, and the current one is average, not really noteworthy. HODLing is never easy, even more so during downtrends when selling pressure increases. However, BTC has returned 287.93% in the last year, and investors accept volatility as a trade-off for the high gains. Added Kaiser. HODLing Bitcoin is risky, but it ensures that your purchasing power will increase. Guaranteed, a term that is rarely used in the financial business, but in this context, I can assure you that you will see an increase in purchasing power. Doubling his $220,000 year-end estimate according to Kaiser. I witnessed the same thing in 2013, and again in another period where you saw a 5, 6, or 7x move in a short period of time, so I'm still aiming for that. BTC's fundamentals are only strengthening. Additionally, Kaiser stated that fiat money was on the back foot at this point, which he described as a win for Bitcoin. Kaiser stated in regards to his decision to give up his hodlings, "I don't see me recirculating BTC into the world of fiat money because I'm opposed to giving fiat money any power. I'm not interested in endowing politicians with authority over fiat money. I'm attempting to put them to death through starvation." Additionally, the BTC proponent stated that governments worldwide should avoid mucking around with monetary policies. "Just delegate your monetary policy to BTC and focus on something else," he added. Additionally, he argued that bureaucrats were making awful decisions based on awful input, added Kaiser. At the moment, there is no distinction in terms of monetary policy between the United States and the Soviet Union. Their governments are ruled by kleptocrats and geriatric senile old fools and are doomed to fail. Additionally, the executive stressed that countries experiencing a decline in GDP might embrace and benefit from the BTC standard. After complimenting El Salvador for its audacious action, Kaiser emphasized that China was exiting the Bitcoin space at the wrong time. Kaiser continued by predicting that BTC would exhibit a hockey stick pattern on the charts this year and concluded by declaring that BTC was on sale. We hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Please let us know your opinion in the comments area below. If you found our content useful, please like it and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more crypto-related contents.